Let's go overseas now. There is a strong police presence in China after protests occurred throughout major cities in defiance against the country's strict COVID-0 policies. Lockdowns have been in place for months, preventing many residents from leaving their homes since August. They're fed up and calling for their leader to either step down or take action.
The morning after something momentous, Shanghai felt like a totally different city. The protesters gone, police replaced them. Around the hotspots, barriers went up, and so did the tension. The message here felt abundantly clear. More would not be stood for. Such was the police presence, it was hard to film anything here. But agitation was in the air. And we captured this moment on a phone. His crime unclear, lingering too long perhaps. As night fell, there was a sense the heavy-handedness was working. People didn't gather in large groups as before, but there was a defiance here still, in a much quieter form. A lone sunflower left on a bollard, and this man, who positioned himself right next to police and sat watching. Even this is incredibly brave. He gave his name only as Ray. Away from their glare, he told us why he came.
I really think that the government's policy against the COVID is too strict, and it's violating our rights as a common human.
Do you think people are afraid? Are you afraid?
I'm not afraid, speaking for myself. Yes, there are people who are afraid, because I do see that there are videos of policemen catching people, and I know what happened next.
But those without fear faced an all too predictable fate. Officers swept in, protesters swept up. We saw Ray being questioned. We're unsure what happened next. And the crackdown seems to have worked elsewhere too. After multiple cities saw action last night, this small disturbance in nearby Hangzhou, one of the only things to break through. But the underlying grievance has not gone away. Zero COVID exhaustion. Images of the rest of the world in packed World Cup stadiums haven't helped. Shots of unmasked fans now being actively replaced, obscured by the censors. But what happened here has still made history. It has still been extraordinary. There's a sense voices might be quiet for now, but not forever.